FPUC retro. It's been promised by Joe Biden at $600 a week. We'll see this week if he actually does what he says. It's been 20 weeks since FPUC expired in July 25th. $600 a week is $12,000. How do you get FPUC? How do you get UI? How do you get PUA? In this video, I go over how to get unemployment, how to certify for benefits, how to do escalated benefits. In this throwback video on LALATE, I go over common questions and common solutions for unemployment, whether it's PUA, UI, or FPUC. Enjoy this overnight's LALATE bombshell. That $600 from the federal government, which expires in late July, might expire earlier than originally thought, but there might be a twist this coming week. Hey everybody, this is LALATE with a second stimulus check and stimulus package update, our third of the day. As always, our third one is about PUA and UI. And today we're talking about that $600 per week called FPUC, adopted in the CARES Act. As you know, it expires in late July, but there's a big, shocking new development today. Earlier today, we delivered two other stimulus check videos. One that really, boy, it is exciting news and great news that detailed that next week there might be a movement for an emergency second stimulus package to be proposed and introduced by the Federal Reserve under its inherent authorities that has nothing to do with Congress. Also, we detailed the massive rise in our second stimulus check video of COVID-19 cases, especially in Florida, and how that might give impetus and reason to get a second stimulus package approved faster than originally thought. But let's get right to this video, which is talking about the $600. When's expiring, will be extended, and what is this shocking new twist? All right, so let's back up. As you know, FPUC, Federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, that's $600 from the federal government. That's paid per week, whether you're on UI or PUA, both of them get it. Was passed in the CARES Act back in March. Now, when does it expire? We all said informally, it expires on July 31st, 2020. No. The actual wording in the CARES Act says on or before July 31st, 2020. There is new questions about what states are going to do with that. A new CNBC report today says that some states may ultimately chop off an entire extra week and not get you that extra week. Yes. The problem is that July 31st falls on a Friday. The problem with that is that most states' unemployment benefits, and this is according to CNBC, this is not my opinion, but that most states' unemployment benefits cycles end on Saturday or Sunday. And because of this phrasing of the CARES Act, there is a concern that some states may end the $600 payments a week earlier. Can you imagine? So Michelle Evermore, who is a senior policy analyst for the National Employment Project, is deeply concerned about that. If the benefit week ends after July 31st, the cutoff, then the $600 can't apply to that week, and most benefit weeks end on Saturday or Sunday. How bad will that be? Well, let's look at the numbers. There's some new numbers that talk about how much in benefits people are currently getting. Maximum benefits per week. For example, Arizona is $240. Massachusetts, a law, is $550. Mississippi is only $215. Evermore is very concerned. And here is the rub. A lot of analysts questioned today say that there could be massive financial implosion if the $600 from the federal government really is cut off on July 31st. How bad is it? Quote, letting this extra $600 in FPUC expire in the end of July would by itself cause more job loss than was seen either of the recessions of the early 1990s or the early 2000s, says Josh Bivens, Director of Research for the Economic Policy Institute. He predicts, on the other hand, that extending the $600 FPUC through the middle of next year, middle of 2021, would boost GDP by 3.75% and help unemployment by 1 million workers. Really fascinating numbers. Ironically, Steve Mnuchin and federal head Jerome Powell do not disagree. It's really quite interesting that they're saying that, hey, FPUC, that $600 from the federal government, which is for people who are impacted by COVID-19 and have lost their jobs or had reduced hours of jobs, is a supplement. And there you have Mitch McConnell on this side that says, oh, it creates a welfare state. Oh, no. There are new economic reports from all these people that I'm citing here in the CNBC report that says, no, not giving the $600 from the federal government will create more unemployment rather than keep people on unemployment. It's actually quite fascinating. So with that economic news, there's really good news that it suggests the urgency, the immediate need to really extend that $600 from the federal government beyond July 21st. Evermore says it's more of an if and how much of a question. I think more people realize you can't just drop $600 from 300 million people's weekly benefits and have nothing happen. There's actually a reasonable likelihood of this just happening because the economy is really, really fairly stable. Goofing around with it could be absolutely disastrous. With that type of economic data, which is not unique to Evermore's opinion is not unique to just this, there's a lot of real groundswell now to extend that $600 from the federal government. As I detailed in the earlier video, I'll certainly cover it right now again, that the $600 from the federal government is from the federal government. But the Fed has the authority, has the inherent charter authority to issue supplements to U.S. citizens that does not need congressional approval. So, when we talk about Congress and we talk about emergency orders, well, there's two ways that the $600 from the federal government can be extended. It can be extended by an act of the White House. It can be extended by an act of the Treasury. It can be extended by an act of the Federal Reserve. And all that can be done before those wonderful members of Congress come back from their ridiculous first of two vacations this summer. The problem is the timeline. The problem ultimately is the timeline because members of Congress are on vacation when, they come back from vacation literally within like a day or two before FPUC expires. That's the first problem. Second problem is that FPUC could effectively expire and that weeks of FPUC would go unpaid in late July, early August before a second stimulus package is approved. I don't think that anyone in the White House or anyone in the Federal Reserve wants FPUC to expire while members of Congress are trying to mull over a second stimulus package in late July into early August. It would cause financial calamity. It is the thinking of the Federal Reserve and the Treasury to protect that program, not have it expire because Congress is not in session or coming back from session and is, going slow, then do nothing at all. And with that, it's really good news. You see that inherent current positive mindset of both bodies to really extend that FPUC, not have it expire while we're waiting around for Congress to get their feet out of the Bahamas jacuzzi and give you a stimulus package. Boy, a lot here. This is our third of 3-second stimulus check videos for today. Later today, save us for an EIDL world exclusive. It is a scandal like you have never heard a scandal before. As always, save LA for more.